What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. This is your home for all things fight game. And by fight game, I mean boxing, because that is real fighting. This is where you get your expert analysis, overviews, analysis, predictions, and of course, stellar episodes with bona fide legends. And that pretty much is anybody that's associated with this game that we love so much. Anybody that's doing it or climbing through them ropes or associated with it, legend status right there. I am your host, Rexx Ruger, along with the Alexis Arguello puppet.
And I'm your other host, Frank Bengz, back with another episode.
Yes, and as people can see, and hopefully they've known to come and appreciate with the Off the Couch Boxing podcast, we jump right in, man, and get down to brass tacks, man. There's no dilly-dallying around here. You can see by the thumbnail that we are here to talk about the big upcoming fight. We're now into the month of October at the time of this recording. It is October the 2nd at the time of us doing this episode. 26 days away, I believe it is. October 28th is the big showdown between Francis Ngannou and, of course, the Gypsy King, TYSON FURY. King of the Gypsies, all right.
Yep. It should be a good fight. I mean, Ngannou's a big puncher.
Well, at least that's what people thought. I mean, now he's on there working mitts with Iron Mike, and it looks like he couldn't break an egg. So, I mean, I don't know. I think what he is a heavy puncher.
There's not a lot of speed on him.
But not a lot of crack on him, dude. He's a heavy puncher, man, but, like the punches seem kind of dense, but I don't know that they really got that bone-rattling crack to them. I don't know. And, of course, people can go surmise for themselves and look, because obviously he's training with the legendary Iron Mike Tyson. But I don't know how much of himself he can pour into that, man. I mean, yeah, you can teach Francis Ngannou some stuff, but at the end of the day, man, he hasn't lived, breathed, eaten, and shit boxing his whole fucking life.
Right. I mean,
he's behind on a big learning curve.
Yeah, especially to get in there with a guy like TYSON FURY, who's got, so much slick skill. So much of what he's doing is about ability. And I mean, he's not a normal.
Yeah.
He's not your normal everyday puncher. He's a tactician.
No. Yeah. I know a little something about that. That's the way I approach the game too, man. Tactical, like a general out there. Sun Tzu, baby. Sun Tzu, the art of war. And that's what these gypsy trailers know a lot about, man. We talked about this the other day. It's almost just as big a feather in your cap as holding any kind of belt of these alphabet organizations or being a lineal champ, which I know Tyson is very proud of, and I don't take anything away from that, man. But being the king of the gypsies, I mean, dude, these are folks who go out on the back road and settle their disputes, clan versus clan. So to be the king of them, and they are all tough fucking fighting men, you have to be in the tradition of the Celtic men, i.e. Scotland or British or Irish or whatever. So to be the king, he's been built up to be a guy, man, and especially at 6'9", fucking north of 270 pounds, man. This is a large guy who doesn't just rely on his size, but he has the ability to really scrap. The man can fight.
Obviously, aside from we'd never seen Ngannou with anything but 4-ounce gloves on, and the ability to continually pummel a guy while he's already on the floor.
Right.
So that changes everything. Like if he hits Fury, he is to connect with Fury. It's not like if he hits the floor, Ngannou can just jump all over him and try to go for the finish.
Well, he will. Right. And let's not forget, man, that Fury has been hit by big punchers before. I mean, he was in there with Wilder. He was, famously down in the first fight twice. didn't hit the canvas in the second fight, but did hit the canvas again another 2 times in the third fight. So, I mean, he has been down. I mean, it's not like Tyson Fury can't be put down, but he can't really, it doesn't seem like he can be kept down.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest part of fighting is if you're able to fight through adversity and still find a way to win.
Yeah. And obviously the Gypsy King can do that, dude. I mean, he rose like the fucking the Undertaker in that first fight. He sat right up and was just like, what? That's all you got? And then you can make a claim that he proceeded to fucking go ahead and win the rounds that he was knocked down in, especially round 12 in that first fight with Wilder. So he's been hit with some bone-crushing punches before, man. I don't think that Ngannou is going to hit, you know, Ngannou might be a little more brolic and a little more thick and have a little more size on him than Wilder, man, who's got those spindly legs and spindly and you know, that freakish power, man. But I don't think that Ngannou is going to fucking show Fury or hit Fury with anything that he hasn't felt before. I mean,
and also, like, it's style, dude, because Ngannou's coming from MMA where you don't necessarily, you could just like open face run at a guy and throw a barrage of punches. Like, you don't really have to necessarily have that stand in there technical skill that, you know, boxing is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mike Tyson, you know, must be like for going home at night and just, I don't know, fucking screaming into his fucking pillow, dude, that he can't fucking turn this guy into a fucking boxer overnight. I think he thought this would be a great little project to like, hey, I'll jump on and I'll train Francis Ngannou. And won't this be some kind of a story? Tyson Fury is named after me, but, you know, I'll train this guy and help get him ready or whatever. You know, the plot like really thickened when Iron Mike stepped in, man. But I mean, you know, he can't make him, you know, fight like him and give him a crash course, man. There's a big learning curve. I mean, Tyson's been doing this for Tyson Fury, that is, has been doing this for a long time. I mean, you know, you don't just make up all that ground like overnight. I mean,
we've seen that be a problem before. Obviously, Wilder got a late start in the game, and he comes in and he's able to, you know, he's able to rattle off a bunch of knockouts. But then once you get in there with a guy who's really got that upper echelon skill, that power doesn't just do it.
Yeah. And let's face it, I mean, you know, no disrespect to Deontay Wilder. I mean, and of course, man, like, we don't like, you know, disparaging any guys who climb through those ropes. We have the utmost respect for you if you retired undefeated, or you got double-digit losses, or you got more losses than you got fucking wins. You climbed through those ropes and you did it. But let's face it, though, man. I mean, you know, to almost quote the great American poet / boxer Greg Hagen, I mean, who does Wilder really have on his resume? I don't want to say Tijuana cab drivers, man, but I mean, you know, there might be a couple of cab drivers, maybe not from Tijuana, but there might be some cab drivers, you know, some part-time janitors, you know, maybe some garbage collectors who ride the back of the truck 3 or 4 days a week and try to get in the gym when they can. You know, I don't know that Wilder's resume is legit, and I don't know how legit it was up until he fought Fury. I mean, he had Bermain Stavern, and he had a 100-year-old fucking Luis Ortiz. I mean, but I don't know what names he really had notched on his belt that were super impressive. I mean,
yeah, it was just the knockout ratio is really what carried him to fighting Fury.
Right. Right, but when you're not fighting stellar opponents, I mean, it's like Paulie Malignaggi said when he was trash talking back and forth with Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner was giving him shit about, yeah, who do you knock out, though? Who do you knock out? And Paulie Malignaggi was like, if I had your resume, I'd have way more knockouts.
Right.
I mean, you know, feed me some bums and I'll knock them out.
Right.
I mean, I think the thing that'll probably dishearten most boxing fans is the fact that this thumbnail is of Fury and Ngannou and not of Fury and Alexander Usyk, who I think boxing purist fans would certainly rather see this picture up on their screen, you know, be of, which allegedly, you know, contracts have been signed. You know, this fight is, but you know, it's being pushed through. But I don't know how much of this is being sealed with a rubber stamp you know, a lot of people are saying that they don't see Usyk and Fury ever touching gloves and meeting in the center of the ring, that this is for fluff. Maybe this Ngannou fight with Fury is not putting asses in the seats. You know, maybe if people think, oh, you know, hey, there's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. You know, we suffered through this Fury and Ngannou fight, man. But at the end of this, man, we're going to get a heavyweight unification title bout.
Well, I mean, in a way, if this fight goes the way I think it might go, this could be kind of looked at as like a tune-up fight for Fury. But then how does he come back after fighting late October and parlay right into a 4 or 5 week camp and then just fight again?
Well, it looks like they were looking at end of December, early January. So I mean, if he fights in the end of October and he comes out, you know, for the most part unscathed, and I don't know to what degree he's got to come out unscathed, you know, mathematically to fight at the end of October and be ready to go, you know, 2 months later. But he should already be in some kind of shape if he's fucking fighting Francis Ngannou, though. You know, so maybe he can just go in and have like a mini camp. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's up for debate.
I mean, this Ngannou, man, you know, I'll go on record right now. Off the Couch Boxing here is never afraid to share our predictions, man. Ngannou's not going to win this fight.
Not at all. No. So the longer this fight goes on, the more Ngannou's going to get beat up.
Yeah, Ngannou's probably got about 2 rounds. If he doesn't knock Fury out in 2 rounds, he might as well just fucking grab his towel and his fucking corner guys and just head back to the locker room.
Right, because he's going to drag you to round 6, 7, 8, and then Ngannou's not going to be able to hang around.
Yeah, and Ngannou might be a big guy, and I don't have his dimensions right here, man. But, you know, he's going to feel Fury's tactics, man, with the dirty boxing and the laying on him and the yanking his head down.
I think he's somewhat like 6'2", 6'3". Range.
Yeah, that ain't barely big enough to get the job done against Tyson Fury in a boxing match where Fury's going to...
I could be wrong on that. Well, I think he's like around there, maybe like 250-ish.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got some size himself. I mean...
Yeah, you have to look it up to be sure, but...
Well, and I'm doing just that because we obviously want to give the people their... Well, they got him listed here on Wikipedia as 6'4", 257.
Right, so I was close. I said 6'2", 6'3", about 250.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so he is a big boy, man. But I think boxing fans are a little disheartened, man, and I think they want to.
But
you
again,
know,
again we're not bodybuilders and big built up guys. But you have to think 6'4", 250, dude. That's like you right now if you were muscular.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would you be ready to go in there and fight 6'9", 280?
Right.
Got
with skill.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Don't leave that part out, man. With skill, I mean,
that's a big boy. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I know Ngannou has more skills than either one of us. I'm just saying. It's just the point is like that's Ngannou's a realistic, regular guy's body frame. You got that body frame. You're just not built.
Right, right.
Fury's an anomaly.
I mean, I know this is leaving a bad taste in a lot of boxing fans' mouth because, you know, speaking to my earlier point, man, I mean, people want to see the heavyweight championship of the world a unification bout. I mean, you know, somebody wants to see an undisputed at heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, though, the problem is Floyd made this game about money. Floyd showed people that you can go out and make $500 million. You know, if you pick the right fights and do them at the right time. That's what a lot of you guys are focused on.
Fury is picking the right fights. I mean, he is going to make fucking you know, a lot of money with the Ngannou fight, and you know, Bob Arum was fucking saying that it's going to be very lucrative. The Alexander Usyk fights, you know, like reports are anywhere upwards of $200 million to fight Usyk. So I mean, it certainly behooves him to take that fight, man. And I don't know what he would be worried about, though, man. Like, I guess, you know, he's bought into, I think, Fury a little bit, too, about being, another heavyweight that gets to retire undefeated. We've only seen Rocky Marciano do it on the heavyweight level. It would be a crowning achievement, man. But, you know, Tyson Fury is such a brash, confident guy that I can't believe, man, that that he would be worried about losing his O to small Alexander Usyk. And maybe people are going to shit all over me, for saying that, man, because Usyk does have a ridiculous skill set, man, but he's just too small.
Right.
He can't pull it off.
I know. I don't see him pulling it off either.
Maybe people have watched too many Rocky movies and they pull for the little underdog, and I'm sure he's got his his supporters who are going to say, "Oh, come on, man." And I know there's plenty of people out there. I've seen him. I belong to lots of boxing groups on Facebook and here and there on social media or whatever, man. I know there are people who are going to say, and they have been saying, Fury is ducking Usyk. Fury is ducking Usyk. I don't know that it's necessarily like ducking in the traditional sense, like we're thinking, oh, Fury's fucking scared of Usyk. I don't think that's the case at all.
No, I think it's been just what I said. It's a case of money, and you know what I mean. That's the bottom line, dude. This is it's an entertainment. It's about money.
And Fury's never been a guy who's been really big on like, I have to walk around with a belt draped over this shoulder and a belt draped over this shoulder, and I've got to have all these accolades, man. He really does at the end of the day just want to make money and beat people up in fights. So I don't think he's necessarily hell bent on like, I've got to get those 3 belts that Usyk has. I need those, No,
I think he's just looking at this like a job, and he wants to make as much money as he can before he can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a large family, 5 or 6 children, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever, man. And, he probably is living or accustomed to a certain lifestyle, man. And he's got a large family that he needs to keep, fed and clothed and, a roof over their head. And, I actually think that, him having the WBC and the lineal is really enough for him. He's one of those guys who's really understands like the rich pageantry and the history of boxing, man. Like he knows that lineal championship, man, is really the shit. I respect the hell out of that championship the most. All these alphabet organizations with their fucking, everybody and their brother's got a belt now to hand out to somebody.
I mean, even having part of the WBC and the WBO are the 2 most important ones.
Yeah.
I
mean, I suppose it depends on who you're asking. I mean, the WBA is still prestigious. People like the IBF or whatever, man. But that lineal championship, man, is where it's at, man. I mean, beating the man who beat the man is always kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know how good. A lot of things that we look forward to in a Fury fight are the build up to it. The trash talking and all that stuff, man. Very difficult with a guy like Ngannou, man, because he's from Cameroon or like wherever he's from, dude. I don't know that he's going to be able to keep up with the rapid fire wit of Tyson Fury, and I don't know that Usyk is either, man. All the trash talking like might be a little one-sided as far as him having a dance partner to really hype this fight and promote it. He might really be selling these fights a lot on his own. I don't even see a lot of selling of this Ngannou fight.
No, because nobody cares.
Yeah. Boxing purists are certainly not going to care, man.
Yeah.
And I just want Tyson Fury to be careful that he's not fucking treading into Jake Paul type territory here, man, where he's going to start making a farce and a mockery of himself, Well,
yeah, it's one of those fights that people are going to watch it however way they can, for free, probably.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, I mean, it's going to get its viewers or whatever. It'll get a few buys. There'll be a couple people that want to pay for this, but
well, yeah, people even rubberneck in a fucking car wreck. So I mean, people will watch anything.
That's where I was going. I was going to say, it's like so bad you can't look away.
I mean, people are watching this idiot Jake Paul in all of his fights, man. So I mean, Jake Paul, hey, listen, man. if you're looking for willing dance partners, I'm not a big name, man, but for a nice big sack of cash, I'll let you knock me out.
Right.
Here I am. Please.
Retire me. Retire me.
Retire
Man.
me, please. Retire me. Figuratively and literally. I mean, please.
Put me out of my fucking misery.
Yeah, never mind helping out Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva. Help out a guy that's slogging along in healthcare every single day, man. Come on, I want out.
Right.
Fuck's sake, man. Give the regular John Q a taxpayer.
Right, dude, the rest of his fucking resume is a fucking farce, and they're calling him 6-0 anyway. Might as well add me to it.
I mean, what did Apollo Creed do in the first Rocky movie? His opponent fell through, so he started going through the book. I gotta find me a
what in the world of boxing has Nate Robinson done that I haven't done?
Right. I think Jake Paul needs to go out and find like the little man and give him a break. Hey, is there a regular John Q taxpayer out there who'd like to fight me, man, that I could help out? You know, that I could help out? I realize it's name recognition, man, but come on, man. Fucking, we could build one of us up.
Build us up, dude. Just put me on the circuit. I'll sell the fight.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the thing with this fight here, though, man, is that Ngannou, man, is an MMA guy. And we haven't seen this go swimmingly well for anybody that's ventured from MMA into boxing. You know, I mean, Conor McGregor against Floyd started out where he was doing hammer fist behind the back, dude. He just didn't have the muscle memory, man, like where he's been throwing traditional boxing punches and has that ingrained into the tendons and the muscles.
The only person who I saw who was actually kind of like good that came from the UFC and boxed was Vitor Belfort.
Yeah.
He looked like he was, you know, he understood the craft and, you know, wasn't doing those stupid rabbit punches and dumb shit.
I mean, some of these guys come to these boxing matches and they're good UFC strikers, i.e. Anderson Silva. You know, some of these guys can strike, but that doesn't mean that they can box. There's a big difference, man. You know what I mean? You could strike. Right. Anybody can land a good fucking strike on you. I mean, you know, I've been hit by my grandkids and it hurts.
Dude, Chad fucking Ocho Cinco looked nicer on the boxing than fucking Ben Askren.
Right. I mean, come on, man. A fucking 2-year-old punches you in your balls and it can bring you to your knees. So, I mean, anybody can land a good shot on anybody, you know what I mean, and drop them. But that does not a boxer make you. I mean, you know, being able to throw some big punches, and a guy who's a big guy that's going to throw some big punches, man, with obviously some size and weight behind him, dude. But, I mean, you know, a lot of guys have already done that to Tyson Fury, thrown big punches and been big guys. I wouldn't say, wow, there's a big guy. Like Ngannou's a big guy, you know, their heights are comparable, man. But obviously Deontay Wilder is more of the frame of like a WNBA player,
right?
I mean, very spindly legs and obviously not a very good jaw, man. Like when it's really tested, I mean, and that's going to be the other thing, man. You know, like this latest version of Tyson Fury. You know, circa his last couple of fights, you know, especially when he got with Sugar Hill Stewart, it really embraced that Kronk gym style of really sitting down in the punches, man, and looking for knockouts and to really use his size effectively, man. You know, that changes the game because now, you know, I mean, he's looking to crack as well, man. So, you know, how good is Ngannou's chin going to be? Because let's not forget it, for all the boxing skill, you know, in the movement and all the razzle dazzle that Tyson Fury can do, man, you are still getting hit by a 6'9", 270-pound man. You know,
right?
He can crack a little bit too,
and also it's timing too.
Yeah,
a lot of it's timing.
I mean, Fury's very sneaky, man. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna slip some punches in there that Ngannou ain't gonna see coming, man. And I feel like those UFC strikes are a little bit different, man. They're not as gift wrapped and as deceptive as boxing strikes are. You know what I mean? Like a boxing strike, you know, a check left hook or like a quick, you know, uppercut when you're in a phone booth, man, you know, that snaps you the right way, man, you know, can really be a game changer, man. I feel like you don't see that kind of, you know, bruising, infighting, and you know, all that shit going on. Like usually in the UFC, you know, no offense to those guys, man, but the striking is a little more, you know, out in the open, a lot of straight punches. I mean, you know, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of camouflaging of the shots.
Right. A lot of them
Boxers,
are big.
yeah, right. I mean, obviously Fury can kind of, move and tilt and throw and chopping type shots and like shots that you don't see and you also don't see a lot of the UFC guys, even the ones that are known for striking. There's not really a lot of slick tricks or clever feints or anything to set punches up. A lot of it is just I'm throwing.
Right. Well, they have more
I mean,
options to throw there because they can throw punches, leg kicks, head
right.
kicks, knees, elbows. There's more of a plethora of things at your disposal. You have to be more deceptive in boxing because you can only throw your hands.
But I'll tell you what, though, man, these UFC guys do have a lot of audacity, though, man, because it always seems like it's never the boxer going into the UFC realm or into the cage. It's always these guys wanting the big payday and thinking and being audacious enough to say, I'll climb into a boxing ring.
Right.
And I don't think they understand the learning curve. Like, okay, I fight in the UFC. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you fight. And again, I do think there's a clear difference there. You fight or you box.
All right, man. So before we close up shop here, man, because we're pulling it on a half hour already. But we got to get the legitimate prediction of this fight right here.
Ngannou will give him a couple of rounds work, man. But I also don't know, how hard Fury is really going to go, though, man. Like, is this being disguised under the thin veil of an exhibition? Is this is this going to be a really competitive, hotly contested fight? How serious is Tyson Fury? Who can kind of, can be a little bit of a jokester himself. Like, is this just kind of like, I don't know to what degree, man. There hasn't been a lot of hype. There hasn't been a lot of stare downs or press conferences or brutal face-offs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I would think if these guys are fighting a regular fight, and I was wrong about Canelo last night because I thought he would get Charlo out of there and either stop him on his feet or knock him out. So I was wrong there, man. But I mean, I guess if Tyson Fury is coming out and fighting this like he would fight Alexander Usyk, Deontay Wilder, or any other garden variety boxer who's standing in front of him, then yeah, I can't see this guy going more than, I don't know, 4 or 5 rounds. It's almost an insult to Tyson Fury if he does.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll last a couple rounds, but I think he's going to tire quickly, and you'll notice his hands dropping and everything even slowing down more than it already is by round 5, and then
you'll see a referee, stoppage. I don't think he'll go out on his back, but
no, Fury will probably start peppering him real good, and then they'll just step in.
Yeah, and Fury will pepper him. I mean, it's just a matter of when. I mean,
yeah.
Fury is going to fucking hit you, dude, man. And he's also a difficult guy to hit. I mean, like, you figure a 6'4" guy, that sounds big, man. But still, this guy is another 5 inches. And what makes Tyson hard to deal with is that long jab. And what he does really good is just leaning that torso back a little bit. He's way up here and leaning back. He's almost impossible to hit. Right. Alexander Usyk's not going to have an easy time at 6'1", 6'2", or wherever he's at, dude. He's going to be punching at Tyson's fucking tits all night.
Right.
I mean, I don't know like how he thinks he's going to really land a good one on the chin, man. He's going to have to fight a really tactical fight and turn in a masterclass of body work and hope that that's enough to win. But I mean,
right, because the only reason Mike Tyson was so short and able to do it was because of his power. Usyk doesn't have that power.
No, he doesn't have that concussive knockout power. And Ngannou might have it, man. But again, I think the shots
not going to have the ability to go the distance.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyson Fury can just keep dragging him into deep waters. If I don't know what it is a 12-round fight or 10-round fight, whatever it is, he could just bring him to the later rounds, and Ngannou's going to tire.
And that is a good question that you raised right there, because is this for Tyson's belts at all?
No, it's not. I know that.
It's not, right?
No.
I mean, is it even sanctioned? I mean,
I'm not sure about that either.
I mean, it seems like it's going to be apparently it looks like it's going to be an all heavyweight undercard though, so that's good, man. We're going to see some big boys, but I mean, so it should be an action-packed evening. I don't have the whole card in front of me, man, but in future episodes here, like leading up to the fight, man, and it is October 28th. I mean, that we do know. So make your arrangements now if you're going to watch it or if you're going to steal it or whatever you're going to do with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth your hard-earned money out there, folks. I mean, it depends on if you like these farcical type fights. I mean, if you're a boxing purist, man, you're not going to throw money at this. You might watch it, but you'll certainly find your alternative methods to watch it.
Alternative measures.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not above some alternative measures here and there, man. And I love the Gypsy King. I'm a fan, a big fan.
Not a big enough fan to buy this fucking fight.
Not a big enough fan to buy this fight, man. But I will be chopping at the bit if Fury and Usyk is actually going to happen, though, man. Like that is a fucking fight that I'm very interested to see, man. And definitely a fight that should happen. I know Fury's not a big guy again on belts and legacy, but then again, I think he is though. He is a guy sometimes that double talks a little bit, and that's with all due respect. He'll act like he could win a belt and throw it in the fucking garbage tomorrow, but then he's worried about being an undefeated retired heavyweight fucking boxer, man. So I think he does what and he'll talk about being the greatest of all time. Well, if you're not worried about that, man, then why is it even springing forth from your mouth?
Yeah, but at this point, he's too old, and he'll never be the greatest of all time because he hasn't fought enough names, and his resume is just not going to be long enough.
It's probably not going to be. Yeah, right.
He's not going to get enough. He's just not going to have enough action on it.
It's like in between those fights, man, with Wilder, man, you needed to be doing a little better than Otto Wallin or the Schultz guy or whoever the hell he fought there. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, if you're going to get some of those filler guys in there and get more names, then you need to get more fights.
Yeah.
Like, you need to just knock these tomato cans out and keep getting more of them.
And it's crazy because a guy like Canelo, man, who is a top draw in boxing, he is fighting multiple times a year. He's not just being one of these guys lollygagging and taking like a fight a year,
Right. Yeah, but before we get off topic, man, I'm going to say Fury by slaughter. That's a fact.
Inside of 5 rounds, I'm saying. Inside of 5 rounds.
And I will quote our great American poet, Gary Busey, by saying that you and me and definitely Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou and Gary Busey and Alexis Arguello Puppet can all go 15 seconds with anything.
So anything that wants a piece, bring it on. If it goes more than 15 seconds, you may come out on top, man. But guess what? We could also end it in 15 seconds.
Absolutely anything.
Yeah. October 28th, folks. Tune in or fucking don't. I don't know. It depends on what you fucking, Sophie's choice here, where you want to spend your hard-earned money, man, if you want to throw it at a fight like this, man. But, certainly support the Gypsy King. He's done a lot for mental health, man, reinvented himself, come back, man, from drugs, depression, obesity, man, and the Gypsy King is back, man. So certainly a shout out to, persevering. If nothing else, he's a role model for perseverance and endurance and mental toughness, man, and just intestinal fortitude, man. We're glad he's back. He's ready for boxing.
And I mean, as much as this is a bullshit spectacle fight, I respect Ngannou too. He came from the trenches in like Nigeria or something. He didn't have an easy path here. Yeah,
he didn't have an easy path, but more than likely, he set himself up with not having it easy because he's going to be used to it already. And when he gets in against Fury, he's not going to have it easy. So this will be more of the same for him, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not going to be a vast departure from what he's had to deal with in life so far because he's in for a long night against the Gypsy King, man. Inside of 5 rounds, man, Fury murders this guy. Whether Mike Tyson is in his corner, the only way that they have a chance to win is if him and Mike Tyson are allowed to jump Tyson Fury. Then maybe.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not happening, man. But on that note, I will end this.
Hit him with it.
I will end this episode with a big, fat, obnoxious buzzing.